There are some lives that pass quietly through history. And then there are some lives that shake the very foundation of the world. This is the story of one man. A frail man in appearance, but with a soul stronger than empires. A man who fought without weapons and defeated the mightiest empire the world had ever seen. This is the real-life story of Mahatma Gandhi. Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi was born on October 2, 1869, in Porbandar, a small town in Gujarat, India. He was born into a modest family. His father, Karamchand Gandhi, was a man of principle, serving as the Dewan chief minister of Porbandar. His mother, Putlabai, was deeply religious, devoted to prayer, fasting, and service. As a boy, Gandhi was shy, quiet, and ordinary. He was not the top student in school. He was not the strongest or the most confident. But he had something rare, a heart filled with curiosity and conscience. He would often ask questions like, why do people suffer? Why do we treat some people as untouchable? Why does truth matter more than lies? These questions planted seeds in the young boy's heart, seeds that would later grow into a revolution. At the age of 18, Gandhi traveled to London to study law. This was a turning point. Imagine a young, shy Indian boy, dressed awkwardly, suddenly walking the streets of London, a world of sophistication, modernity, and Western influence. At first, he struggled. He was mocked for his clothes. He was laughed at for his accent. He was lonely, unsure, and lost. But Gandhi had something powerful: discipline. He joined a vegetarian society. He read the Bhagavad Gita and also the Bible. He explored the teachings of Jesus, Tolstoy, and Buddha. He realized that all religions spoke of the same truth: love, compassion, and non-violence. Slowly, Gandhi was shaping his mind. London gave him not just a law degree, but a vision of unity between East and West. After completing his studies, Gandhi returned to India as a lawyer. But here's the truth: he was not a successful lawyer at first. In his very first case, Gandhi was so nervous that he couldn't even cross-examine a witness. He returned home humiliated. Most people would have quit. But life had a different plan. An opportunity came from South Africa. A wealthy businessman invited Gandhi to help in a legal case there. Gandhi agreed, not knowing that this journey would transform him from an ordinary lawyer into a world leader. In 1893, Gandhi set foot in South Africa. What he experienced there changed his life forever. One cold night, while traveling by train, Gandhi had a first-class ticket. But because of his skin color, a white passenger objected. Gandhi was thrown out of the train at Pietermaritzburg station. It was dark. It was freezing. And there he sat on the platform, shivering, humiliated. But that night, Gandhi made a vow. He said to himself, I will not accept injustice. I will fight. Not with anger, not with violence, but with truth. That night, a lawyer died. And a leader was born. In South Africa, Gandhi began organizing the Indian community against racial discrimination. He developed a philosophy he called satyagraha, meaning, the force of truth, or soul force. The idea was simple but revolutionary. Fight injustice not with violence, but with peaceful resistance. When laws were unjust, Gandhi encouraged people not to obey them. When people were beaten, they did not fight back. When they were jailed, they went willingly. The world was shocked. Here was a man turning weakness into strength, turning suffering into power. And for the first time, Gandhi realized, non-violence was not weakness. It was the ultimate strength. After 21 years in South Africa, Gandhi returned to India in 1915. But India was not free. For nearly 200 years, the British had ruled India. They controlled its wealth, its people, and its spirit. Many leaders had fought bravely, but the British were too powerful. Then came Gandhi, dressed not in a suit, but in a simple dhoti. He spoke not of violence, but of truth. He lived not in palaces, but among the poor. He walked the villages. He listened to the farmers. He felt the pain of the people. And he said, India's freedom will not be won by the sword. It will be won by the spinning wheel, by unity, by non-violence. Gandhi believed that true strength came not from weapons, but from self-reliance. He encouraged Indians to spin their own cloth, to boycott foreign goods, to live simply. Why? Because dependence was slavery, and freedom begins with self-sufficiency. So Gandhi himself wore only hand-spun khadi cloth. He ate simple vegetarian meals. He lived in an ashram, working with his own hands. To the world, this seemed foolish. But Gandhi understood. A leader must first live the change before asking others to follow. Gandhi now began a series of movements that shook the empire. 1. Champaran Movement 1917, supporting farmers forced to grow indigo. 2. Non-Cooperation Movement 1920, urging Indians to boycott British schools, courts, and goods. 3. Civil Disobedience 1930, breaking unjust laws openly and peacefully. But one of the most iconic acts came in 1930. The Salt March. The British taxed salt, a basic need of every Indian. Gandhi walked 240 miles with thousands of followers to make salt from the sea. This simple act became a thunderclap across the world. The message was clear: we will not obey unjust laws. But the path of non-violence was not easy. Thousands were beaten. Thousands were jailed. Even Gandhi himself spent years behind bars. Critics said non-violence was weak. But Gandhi proved it was stronger than any army. He said, "An eye for an eye will make the whole world blind." And he lived by it. Even when attacked, he forgave. Even when insulted, he smiled. His strength was not in his fists, but in his soul. By the 1940s, the world was changing. World War II had weakened Britain. India's call for freedom was louder than ever. Gandhi launched the Quit India movement in 1942. His message was simple: do or die. We shall either free India or die in the attempt. The British jailed him again. But the movement spread like wildfire. Finally, on August 15, 1947, India became free. The empire that once claimed it would never end was defeated by a frail old man in a loincloth, armed only with truth. But freedom came with tragedy. India was partitioned into India and Pakistan. Communities that once lived together turned against each other. Hindu and Muslim riots erupted. Gandhi was heartbroken. He walked barefoot through riot-torn villages, pleading for peace. He fasted for days, refusing to eat until people stopped killing each other. And miraculously people listened. Riots stopped. Enemies embraced. Such was the power of his love. But not everyone agreed. On January 30, 1948, as Gandhi walked to his evening prayer meeting in Delhi, he was shot dead by Nathuram Godse, a man who opposed his vision of unity. Gandhi fell with the words on his lips. "Hey Ram." The world wept. Albert Einstein said, "Generations to come will scarce believe that such a one as this ever in flesh and blood walked upon this earth." Mahatma Gandhi's life was not about politics. It was about principles. He taught us that truth is invincible. Non-violence is the greatest weapon. Simplicity is strength. One person can change the world. His message inspired leaders across the globe. Martin Luther King Jr. in America, Nelson Mandela in South Africa, and millions of ordinary people everywhere, searching for justice. Even today, decades after his death, Gandhi's spirit whispers, "Be the change you wish to see in the world." Gandhi was not born great. He was ordinary, shy, fearful, unsure. But he chose courage over fear. He chose truth over lies. He chose peace over violence. And in doing so, he changed the destiny of a nation, and the world. So the question is not, who is Gandhi? The question is, what will you do with your life? Will you live in fear? Or will you rise with truth? Because Gandhi's story is not just history. It is a mirror, a challenge, a reminder, that one person can make a difference. And that person can be you. Live as if you were to die tomorrow. Learn as if you were to live forever. Mahatma Gandhi. Don't just remember Gandhi. Live Gandhi.